not going to change the character of the neighborhood. Section 7-50 of the code addresses the consideration of the planning board, and the main consideration is the health, safety, welfare, comfort, and convenience of the public in general. I believe you guys have letters, but I'm going to hand them out anyway. We have support letters from the surrounding neighbors. I don't believe anyone's here to oppose it, but we have the direct neighbors that are all actually in favor of it. I'll give you a chance to grab those.
Are these different from the ones that were sent earlier? Or?
They might be the same. I'm not sure if you got them all or not. I think I did. So they might be duplicates if you got them from Ms. Lynch. But again, touching on section 7-50, which is the authority and scope of the planning board, to sum it up, I believe this application actually poses less of an impact on the neighborhood. The applicant does, like I said, have a two-family home. They could legally be rented out to a couple where there's 2 cars, 24/7 occupancy. I think from a neighborhood perspective, like I said, seeing one patient at a time, it's much less of an impact. To go through the other considerations, there's no changes on any of them. No changes to traffic access, no changes to parking, interior circulation, no landscaping changes. Natural features will not be changed. Cultural features will remain the same. Nothing with pavement, lighting, facades, drainage. There's less of a strain on the public utilities. There's less of more energy conservation in the fact that it's only going to be people in it for 16 hours a week. And there's certainly no architectural changes. Like I said, they're not making any structural changes. It's a 1-bedroom apartment. You walk in, the front part, which I guess would be a living room if you live there, is where she'll see patients. The bedroom, she's going to put her office with a computer and a desk, and it's going to be as simple as that. So I believe, like I said, this is less impactful to the neighborhood and the community than leaving it as a 2-family house, which they currently have. And they are losing a rental in doing this, so it's not like they're asking for something for nothing. They're giving up a rental to do this there.
Do any members of the board have any questions?
I'm just curious, what type of signage do they anticipate putting?
I'm
Just something modest or just a typical?
Yeah.
She doesn't have to talk into the mic.
There's not going
on
to be any
now.
plans for signage. Maybe something just so they know which store to go to. Just like I said, there's not going to be. We're not looking for business. It's not going to be advertising. It's the patient she sees already. We're not. Nobody's driving down Cleveland Avenue and saying, "Oh, there's a chiropractor. Let me go there." So we know. So it's going to be her current patients.
Has this been rented to a family?
It was rented in the past, I believe, right? Yes, it was rented in the past.
So you can see that it's going to be less impactful?
I believe that's really the core of this, is that it's actually less impactful to the neighbors in the neighborhood. You see the letters in support, they're direct neighbors.
Yeah.
I just want to say for the record, I'm sorry, I didn't know the microphones are working. Now that I do, I'll be sure to speak into the microphone. The purview of the planning board, we specifically excluded single-family and two-family homes from planning board review because we didn't want to burden the ordinary, usual resident of Long Beach with, having to jump through an added bureaucratic hoop to make changes to their home. In this situation, it's just unique because of the mixed-use aspect. So when you look at the criteria that the planning board has the authority to weigh in making its decision, much of it really doesn't apply here because at the end of the day, it's still just a 2-family home. It's just the mixed-use aspect of it. The only question that I was going to ask really was with respect to scheduling, because if the patients overlap, then I could see parking potentially that could potentially be an impact, but I believe what you said is that the patients are spaced out far enough that one appointment ends prior to the next patient arriving, so it's one in and one out.
She's going to schedule them probably 30 minutes apart, and they don't last 30 minutes, the appointments.
All right.
She's also one person.
Yes.
So it's not like going to be like the line to get into
Yeah.
Marvell on the boardwalk, right?
No, she shouldn't be. She should be so lucky. No. It's going to be one at a time, and the plan is, like I said, to use the second spot in the driveway. And even if someone just did park on the street for whatever reason, it's the middle of the day, 2 days a week. I mean, it should, I don't think it's going to impact anybody. Most people are at work at that time.
Does anyone else have any questions on the board? Are there any members of the public here to speak in support of the project? Are there any members of the public that are here to speak opposing the project? Okay. Would any member of the board like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Any conditions?
So, are there any, did you want to place any conditions on that motion?
Yes.
right. So for the record, based on what I believe that Mr. Apple's goal is, I would recommend that we place 3 conditions on this, that a motion to approve with the condition that the current owners own the home, the second condition that the current owners reside in the home, and finally the last condition that the commercial aspect or the commercial use aspect of the home remains a medical office.
That's, those 3 conditions are acceptable to my clients.
Is that the motion you make?
Approve of those conditions.
Thank you.
Okay. And who will second?
I second.
So Board Member Clancy has made a motion to approve the application, and Board Member Lucas has seconded the motion with the conditions that the current owner owns the property, resides at the property, and the commercial aspect remains a medical office. Voting, Board Member Clancy?
Yes.
Board Member Lucas?
Yes.
Board Member Martinson?
Yes.
Board Member Spada?
Yes.
Chairperson Gausso?
Yes.
Okay, this application has been approved with the conditions stated on the record.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Good luck to you.
Okay, on to the ARB calendar. Resolution of the Planning Board acting in the capacity of the Architectural Review Board for the approval of the issuance of the building permit for 19 Pennsylvania Avenue.
Is the applicant for this here present tonight? Are you gentlemen here on 19 Pennsylvania? No? Okay, no, thank you, I just didn't know. Okay.
Okay.
So, just as a reminder, any application that is presented to the Architectural Review Board, if in fact it needs any variances, it has already obtained those variances. Otherwise, it doesn't make it to this step.
Gotcha.
So this home, based on the rendering, is a 2-family home with a garage below. Looks like there's stucco on the first floor, first 2 floors, like a pale yellow, and then sodding on the 3rd floor. Basic gray roof, white fascia soffits, and
So their access
leaders?
is through Ocean View.
Yes, so they're gonna demolish this, I think, right?
I'm sorry?
They're demolishing this one.
Correct.
The driveway faces
This
Ocean
is
View.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
The
Ocean View.
driveway faces Ocean View.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the address is Pennsylvania.
It is a corner property. You know, one thing that, you know, in looking at all the different homes on the block, the designs do seem very diverse. You know, it doesn't look like there are any cookie-cutter homes. There are some homes that are a little bit larger, some that are a little smaller, some raised, some not. Based on the renderings,
It's gonna be better than the one that's there now.
That's what I think.
Looks better.
It's
Yeah.
better looking than the ones that are
Yes.
there.
Yeah,
Still
it's a-
yellow.
yeah, it is nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice house.
It definitely keeps in character the whole general area. Maybe
Yeah.
not just a specific
100%.
street, but
Yeah,
it's like
nothing
a
outlandish.
nice West End
Yeah,
home.
and it's, I think it's gonna improve the look of the neighborhood.
Would anyone care to make a motion on this application?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Anything second?
Second.
Okay. Resolution of the Planning Board, Clancy. Resolution of the Planning Board acting in the capacity of the Architectural Review Board for the approval of the issuance of the building permit for 19 Pennsylvania Avenue. Acting Chairperson Gauto has made a motion to approve. Board Member Clancy made a second to approve. Board Member Clancy?
Yes.
Board Member Lucas?
Yes.
Board Member Martinson?
Yes.
Board Member Spada?
Yes.
Acting Chairperson Gauto?
Yes.
Okay, this application has been approved. Resolution of the Planning Board acting in the capacity of the Architectural Review Board for the approval of the issuance of the building permit for 612 West Beach Street.
Are you gentlemen here for that one? No? Okay.
You just want to hang out with us?
Guys, we have a fan club.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Is this the one we're doing right now? Oh, no, that's the,
Six.
That was the last one.
that was the one.
Yep. All right, so similar to the last house, I mean, the renderings demonstrate a raised home, parking on the, on the ground level, 2 levels above. Looks like there's an outside deck just on the second level of the home. With respect to the exterior finishes, the siding, the foundation on the first level will all be gray stucco, and then the siding above will be evening blue siding by James Hardy. I don't know who James is, but I bet he makes real nice siding.
That Hardy board is,
There you go.
it's concrete. It's
Okay.
pressed concrete
All right.
lining. It's a very good side.
The garage doors are white, the railings are white, the fascia and trim are also smooth white, fascia soffits, windows are vinyl, Anderson windows. There is a little bit of greenery depicted on the renderings in front of the home with respect to like the front yard area, not the front of the house being green.
Thank you.
With respect to the comparable homes in the area, if we look at the pictures, I mean, compared to the subject property that's there now, I believe that this home is, the new construction of it is going to be very nice. There are other homes in the area that are raised and have similar, I don't want to say similar design in the sense that they look exactly alike, but just the sense that they're raised homes with 2 floor above, it's not like this house is going to be a monstrosity so much larger than everything else on the block.
It's like a side door. Is this like a side door?
Well, yeah, I don't know that that's a side door on the east
Or the back
elevation,
door?
on the east side of the home.
No,
Because
that's it.
there wouldn't be there isn't a staircase actually going
Yeah.
down.
It's to nowhere.
Yeah.
To hell.
It's like
Yeah,
a
you're,
trap.
you're,
Trap door. Hold on, let's see.
yeah, you're right. I don't know.
It actually,
There's one in that's in the
I think it's a fireplace. If you look at the
back.
overhead.
Yes, it says fireplace,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that must be the venting, that little like,
The
what looks
vent.
like a tiny little window, like almost like a diner door window is actually looks like the vent for the fireplace.
Yeah, it's like the vent.
That's good.
Yeah, definitely, it's not totally out of character.
Yeah.
And,
They're keeping a nice patch of grass in the back.
Yes,
Nice
some
to see.
grass, nice.
More green.
It's gonna be beautiful.
would
Yeah, it's
anyone
gonna
care to
be
make a motion on this one?
I'll make a motion
To approve?
to approve.
Okay, who will second?
Second?
Okay. Resolution of the Planning Board acting in the capacity of the Architectural Review Board for the approval of the issuance of the building permit for 612 West Beach Street. Board Member Clancy has made a motion to approve. Board Member Lucas has seconded the motion to approve. Board Member Clancy?
Yes.
Board Member Lucas?
Yes.
Board Member Martinson?
Yes.
Board Member Spada?
Yes.
Chairperson Gauto?
Yes.
This application has been approved. Want to make a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Second?
I'll second it.
Board Member Clancy?
Yes.
Board Member Lucas?
Yes.
Board Member Martinson?
Yes.
Board Member Spada?
Yes.
Chairperson Galto.
Yes.
Meeting is closed at 7:26 PM.
Good job, guys.
This is the easiest job
Yeah.
ever.
Let me turn the camera off. Hold on, let me turn the camera off.
Turn the camera off. Hurry up.